Hello everybody and Happy New Year. I just thought we would do a little catch up because it's been a little while. Obviously we've had Christmas and everything, and I did say I'd get better at vlogging, so that's what I need to do. And I've got a bit of time before picking up the kids and stuff today, and Tony's currently away, so I just thought I'd get it done, get it uploaded before we head off to Atlanta next week. And yeah, I put a question box thing on Instagram. And a few people have got a couple of questions, so I'll answer them as well. But yeah, I hope everybody is okay and doing well, and hope everybody had a lovely Christmas and New Year's. We had a really nice, quiet Christmas at home. Obviously we're in the new house now, we're all settled in and we absolutely love it here, so it's really, really nice. And yeah, we just had a nice quiet Christmas. And it was kind of weird, not seeing any family at all over Christmas, because at some point we always see at least Tony's family or my family or something on Christmas Day. So to see nobody was a little bit strange, but we did plenty of FaceTimes with everybody, and we just actually had a proper chill, nice Christmas. It was nice. But yeah, so that was that. And then for New Year's, we just headed over to Waterside. It was very chill. They had some loads of food trucks and stuff going on and stuff games for kids and that. So we went over there and that was really nice. And yeah, we haven't really done much else since, to be honest. But we have got a proper busy month this month. We actually did start off the new year with a trade show for Tony's work. So that was 3 days in Tampa, and we went up and helped him set up, and we did a few days up there with him, and it was actually really nice for the kids. And I think it's kind of good taking them to work with you as well, because it just sort of preps them and stuff, and they just it just gives them a bit of insight into your life and what you're doing. And I think it's actually nice to give them a bit of responsibility and help out, and they actually really enjoyed it. So yeah, that was nice. So I'm going to go into the questions while I've got them here, because I was going to use, so we've got a DJI camera. I was going to use that, but Tony's taken it away with him. He's currently in Washington at the moment with work, doing an install on a Wyndham, I hope I'm saying that right, Wyndham by Wyndham or something hotel, bit of a mouthful, but he's doing an install around a swimming pool with his resin rock, so that's pretty cool. And hopefully that will lead to obviously doing more for that company as well, because I know they've got a few hotels around there, quite a big chain. So yeah, so he's gone off to do that. He had to get up. He left at 4:30 yesterday morning, and then he drove to Tampa, flew from Tampa to Denver, and I think he had about an hour delay going from Tampa. Then when he arrived in Denver, he had an 8-hour delay. So he just had to, luckily he's with 2 of his installers, but he wasn't on his own, but a long 8-hour delay, and then had to travel 2.5 hours further from Denver over to Spokane, which is in Washington State. And then he had an 1.5-hour drive to where he was doing the job. So he had a super long day yesterday. But yeah, he's all there, and hopefully everything goes fine. He comes back early hours of Sunday morning, and then Monday morning we are off to Atlanta. So that'll be really cool. I've just had a midwife appointment this morning, had to go and have my bloods and everything done, and everything was fine with that. So I'm just back home now, and I thought I would do a vlog and a catch up, and I'm gonna start packing or just gathering some stuff together for Atlanta as well. But yeah, with questions that people ask, I'm using, back to the camera anyway, honestly, I always forget. I've definitely got pregnancy brain, but I was going to do the vlog on that camera because I need to start using it more, because obviously quality of picture, sound, everything is just so much better. But he's taken it with him, obviously, so he can get content of his work and stuff. So I'm currently recording on my phone, which I really need to stop doing. And then I've got the questions up on the iPad, and I've literally got 2%. So I'm going to run through these quickly. So somebody said, will you be having family over for the birth? Congratulations, by the way, exciting times for you all. So no, we actually won't, which I think that's my biggest concern with going into labour and everything is so far we actually don't know who's going to have the kids. So yeah, that is one of my biggest sort of fears or worries, I guess, because when we were in the UK, like as soon as I had Phoebe, I knew my mum or sister was going to have Oakley. Like it was just no question about it, you know. And obviously you've got all your family on hand, so you know that there's going to be someone to help out. Whereas here, it's a bit, you know, and someone was like, why don't you take the kids to hospital with you? Sorry, but I would never traumatize my kids with that experience. Like, and also when you're in that much pain, like I just want silence. I just like it quiet and just to breathe through it. I don't want my kids bickering in the background because that would drive me mad. I remember when I had Oakley, or it might have even been Phoebe, Tony was eating a packet of crisp and even that noise was getting on my nerves. So no way would I have the kids there. But yeah, I don't actually know who's going to have the kids right now. Hopefully some friends that we have made would be willing to help out. But I was speaking to my mum on the phone the other day and I was like, in an ideal world, I'd drop the kids off to school, go to the hospital, have the baby, and then I'd be out of hospital by the time they pick up from school. But we all know that's never going to happen. But yeah, we will cross that bridge when we get to it. Really hoping that obviously someone around can help out, which I'm sure they will. And we have made some nice friends. So yeah, hopefully that will help. But yeah, at the minute, it's one of my sort of biggest worries, but I'm just trying not to think about it because obviously it's still a few weeks down the line. But yeah, that's kind of, and also we don't know when he's going to come. He could potentially be early. Oakley and Phoebe were both early. He could potentially become early, and also I think it's like the middle of March to the end of March is also spring break, so the kids are off school, so it's all a bit chaotic really. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Someone said, when you go away, are the kids missing school and do you get in trouble like you do here in the UK? I don't actually really know too much of it. I have Googled on the school. Apparently they only start getting concerned or something when it gets up to like 90 days of absence or something, I don't know. There's reasons like you can take them out of school. I think the school just chooses whether they excuse the absence or whether they don't. We've just sort of said like we're traveling because due to like work and visa purposes, blah, blah, blah. But we're also very much like, it's kind of, this is our last time to travel now, especially before the baby arrives. So we're just getting these experiences in before he comes and while it's just the four of us and things are still relatively easy. So the reason for the Atlanta trip, Tony's got a trade show there, but it's only 2 days. So we're going for the Monday to Friday. And we just thought, well, and that was the whole purpose as well, like being in America is so much more accessible to visit other parts of America. So that was like the plan. If Tony was to travel for work, we were going to go with, and it gives us, like me and the children, like time to explore different states and places as well. And we know that the aquarium in Atlanta's like supposed to be amazing. Tony actually did go there last year and he was like, I really want to take you guys there. And I think there's like the Coca-Cola factory and there's some other stuff. So it's just a cool experience for the kids. And while he already had a room booked, it's just like, let's all go together. So, and the flights were really cheap as well, actually. I think, so we're taking one of his sales persons with us. And I think for me, Tony, the kids and her, it was literally like $300 or something. So it was like, why not? And it's only an hour and a half flight. We'll just fly from Tampa. So yeah, that would be really cool. And then we still actually haven't got the flights booked yet, but we are going to the following Monday, then go to Vegas. But yeah, the reason for the travel to Atlanta is 2 days at the trade show and then we got 3 days to explore and stuff. And we like helping Tony out as well. So we'll just sort of do it together. It's like a family run business. Starting the kids off young. But yeah, and then the travel for Vegas. So Tony's actually going to be attending. He's got loads of people that he needs to meet up with. And it's the World of Concrete show. So it's like a huge, great big trade show if you're into trades and stuff. I never even heard of it until last year when he went. He's not actually being a vendor at this show, but he's got a lot of people that he needs to meet up with. So he'll sort of go off and do that for like a day with them. And we're actually staying in a suite and it's got a pool and everything, so I can sort of spend the day with the kids, do that, and then we've got loads of time to go off and explore, which I'm really excited about because I've never been to Vegas, always wanted to, and I think it'll be a lot easier to do with 2 children than it will 2 children and a baby. So we're making the most of the opportunity and go also before I can't travel as well, because obviously like time's ticking on now. But yeah, as to regards of getting in trouble with the school, not 100% sure, cross that bridge when we get to it, but I don't think they're as strict as the UK and you don't get like fines and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see. But they are pretty relaxed with it here compared to obviously the UK. It's like we had to pay fines in the UK when we took the kids out. But yeah, they are a bit more chill here. Someone said, we are thinking of moving to America. What's better about living there than the UK? So I think like this just depends on who you are and what you want out of the experience. But I think for us personally, obviously you got the weather all the time here. So everything, like there's just so much more to do. It's more outdoorsy. There's just more opportunities to do things because you have got that weather. Whereas in the UK, everything is weather reliant, you know, like even just going to the zoo, you think, oh, if it tips it down with rain, you know, like, whereas here, like the weather is pretty guaranteed that, you know, it is going to be nice majority of the time. Although at the minute it's really chilly, especially in the mornings. Like this morning, I think it was about 5 degrees, so really cold. But yeah, I think obviously the weather, you can just do so much more. And as well, there's just more going on over here. Like there's so much for families. Like I don't know what it's like in obviously other parts of America because I can only speak because I've only lived here. But in the 6 months we've been here, we have just done so much. Like life is pretty busy here. But yeah, we've just done so much. There's always like events and activities and stuff going on for the kids, and it's just great, you know, like, and we just love it. We feel happy here, we feel at home here, and I just think there's so much more benefits to being here as opposed to the UK. Like I think the only thing I could sort of say about a downfall here is obviously that we haven't just got family on hand and we can't just like pop over and see your mum or your sister or, you know, but everything else here is just so much better. Also, like, you earn more money here. I know things cost more money, but you also earn more here. Like there's just so much more opportunities for everything basically. Obviously being in America, you can travel to other parts of America so easily and a lot cheaper. You think like if we was in the UK, to plan to go to Vegas would probably cost you a good few thousand. And also it's such a long flight, you know, whereas us, we can think, oh, that's not that far. Like we can just go for a few days. And same with all the other states, you know, obviously there are states that are 8 hours plus away, but it's more accessible to be able to travel and do things. And obviously, yeah, because you have got the weather and everything over here is just so cool. Like there's just so much to do and see. So I think that for us is why we find it better. Although we do miss the food from the UK. Like we've got used to it now, but I think that's been the biggest change for us is adapting to the food here because they've just put so much rubbish in everything. But now we're sort of settled in and we've like found our ways around stuff and the grocery stores and stuff. Like we know what we're buying, we look into what we're buying. But yeah, and the other thing that while we're on the topic of shopping, that does surprise me here. It's like in the UK, you could just go to your Asda, your Tesco or whatever and kind of get everything that you need in one shop. Like here, I don't feel like you can do that. Even though the shops are huge and they have like 10 choices of everything, you just can't get everything in one shop. Like if I went to Aldi, I would still then have to go to Trader Joe's or something to get like other stuff. Like you have to go to a few multiple shops, which is weird. But anyway, that's just sort of how it is, unless I'm just being fussy, I don't know. But yeah, someone else said, do you ever have doubts that something won't work out and you will have to come back? I mean, I guess you could always doubt everything. Obviously, there's always doubts in everybody's minds, no matter how you look at it. But I think it really depends on what kind of person you are. And we're like so determined to make this work that we don't want to think about that. But yeah, I guess you could say like the thought can often be there, you know, thinking like, now that we've lived this life and we love it, actually we don't want to go back and do the UK life. But I guess, you know, nobody knows what the future's going to hold, do they? And, you know, I guess, yeah, it just kind of depends how you look at it, how you think about it. But for us, obviously, yes, I guess it's something that sort of popped in your mind, but we don't want to think about because we want it to work here and we're determined to make it work. Someone said, have you settled into your new home and did you all enjoy your first American Christmas? I think kind of answered that at the start really, but yeah, we've settled in really, really well. Kids have settled in. It's a little bit of a longer drive to school and from school now, but that's not really a big deal. Like that was kind of the only downside to the house really, that we would have to travel a little bit further to the kids' school, or and Tony for work as well. But it's worth it because it's so much better. Like it's just bigger, there's more room, it's more airy. Like we just love it here and it's a really nice area. There's a few children on the street as well, so the kids have been out playing and stuff, which is really, really nice for them. And yeah, we are settled in and it's really nice, and it's so lush as well to have that guest room, which I will do a little vlog soon, because we've actually got our first visitor coming out for this house, and Tony's dad's coming out, so we'll literally do Atlanta, home for the weekend, off to Vegas, home for the weekend, and then that weekend's my birthday. So my birthday is probably going to be spent at IKEA or something, but to be honest, I'm not mad about it. And then Tony's dad is literally coming that Monday. So this month is really, really hectic and busy, which is actually quite nice because I feel like January can always be like a bit of like a dampener month. And obviously everyone's waiting for payday and it's cold and it's wet and everyone's a bit miserable after Christmas. And, you know, so to be this busy in January, it's quite nice. But yeah, we have got our first visitor coming for this house. So we actually need to go out and get a bed for that room so that it is like a proper guest room. But I have bought like a lamp and a bedside table, and you know, like I've been picking up a couple of bits and bobs, so it's literally just the bed really. But when we first bought our furniture for our first rental, we went to IKEA and we were actually out here on vacation for 3 weeks, and we literally got the keys for the rental and was flying home the next day. And we were like, right, let's go spend a night at the new house. Let's get beds, build them, sleep there, fly home. So that's what we did, and it was crazy. But the beds over here are so confusing. Like, I didn't even know that there would be size difference. You just assume your kid's single bed, your double bed, your queen bed, king bed, whatever. And I always thought queen was bigger than king, but it's not. Or it might be in the UK, I don't know, but it isn't here. But in the UK, me and Tony had a super king bed. So we had a huge bed in our bedroom. And it was great, because if ever the kids come in with you, because that does occasionally happen, they are pretty good at sleeping in their own beds, but the odd night, you know, you might wake up and there'll be a child next to you in bed. So yeah, we went to IKEA. We've thought, right, both the kids double beds. Well, out here, they have a twin bed. Well, you would assume twin bed is like two, yeah? So it would be a double, but it's not, it's a kid's bed. So we're like looking at all the tags in IKEA on the beds, because obviously you have to write down the number and then you go to like where all the flat pack is and pick it up. And we were like, what? Like, what? What are we buying? What do we need? You know, and you can't really explain to people because they just don't get it. Because obviously everybody just assumes that everything in the UK is how it works here when it's not. So yeah, we were in IKEA. We managed to find 2 double beds for the kids, and then we picked ourselves up a queen bed, which we assumed would be bigger because there was no mention of a king there, even though I have now seen that they do king beds out here, obviously. But yeah, so we managed to pick ourselves up a queen bed, which actually turns out is basically the same as a double pretty much, might just be a tiny bit longer maybe. So yeah, we've gone from sleeping in a super king bed to a queen bed, and now me and Tony are literally like really close to each other, which to be fair, we've got used to now, but just having that extra space is just nice. So we might move that queen bed into the spare room because it would fit a bit better because it's smaller in there, and then get ourselves a new bed with a king bed. So that should be the plan. But yeah, we're probably going to do an IKEA trip. I have looked at a few online, but I'd rather just go pick it up in person. You got it, and then you can come straight home and like build it or whatever. So yeah, that's probably going to be the plan for my birthday, but I'm not too bad about an IKEA trip. Haven't been for a long time, so we'll just roll with it. And when you get older, your birthday's just another day, isn't it? So yeah, so that's exciting. Tony's dad's coming over. But yeah, and then another question, I had quite a lot of questions, but they're all very similar, same sort of thing. So I've just sort of picked a few to answer because I don't want this video to go on for ages. And then someone else just put, first time to Disney with 3 and 6-year-old, what are your top 5 tips? I feel like it's a funny one with Disney because I feel like it's a learning curve. So every time you go, you pick up new tips and tricks. I feel like your first visit is a real like amazing experience, but you come home with a list of like, well, next time we'll do this and next time we'll do that, and it's like a learning curve every time you go. But I would definitely say if you're going with a 3 and 6-year-old, take a double stroller. Like, I literally don't care what people say. I had someone actually comment on one of my vlogs when we went to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, because we took a stroller for Phoebe. She'd literally just turned 7. You're walking around from 4 in the afternoon till gone midnight. We actually didn't get back to the hotel till 1:30 in the morning. So yes, I was going to take a stroller because if she wanted to lie down and have a nap, meant that me, Tony and Oakley could carry on enjoying Disney and she got to chill without listening to the moaning and stuff. So actually save yourselves. Even if your child's 8 or 9, save yourself, just get a stroller. I would even quite like to sit in a stroller sometimes. But yeah, definitely take a stroller. That is like the number one, because you will just save their legs, even if they just get to sit down for a little bit. Like, it doesn't even matter if they don't nap. It just means they're resting because it's such a long day. Another tip I would kind of say, so the way we like to do it, this is just going off me and Tony, you know, and the kids. This is how we've always sort of done it. We will get to the park. We choose obviously what park we want to go to. We will rope drop that park every time we visit, because by rope dropping, get there an hour before the park actually opens. You can rope drop. Obviously, if you're staying on site, you get to go in a bit earlier anyway, which is great. But if you rope drop and look on, obviously download the My Disney Experience app, look at what ride you think is most popular or you know is most popular, which is obviously always the bigger ones, like the roller coasters and the newest rides and stuff are always most popular. Plan to go there first, get in the queue, and that will probably, this is how we've just found it anyway. Other people will of course have different opinions because everybody does it differently. But we literally, so say if we're going to Epcot, we'll think, right, we'll get on Guardians of the Galaxy first because we know that's so popular, or go to Ratatouille, you know, because they are probably the most popular rides in that park. I know obviously Guardians of the Galaxy, you have like your boarding group and all that at the moment, but if, I'm just saying if it didn't, we would literally go straight there, get on that, and just say the queue, like you've literally just got there, so the queue's what, 40 minutes? Then go around and do the other couple of big rides, to say like Ratatouille or, you know, Soaring or something. And then by like 11 o'clock in the morning, you've literally done all the big rides, smashed all of them out for the day, and then you've got the whole rest of the day to go around and try all the snacks and do the smaller rides and the slower rides like Nemo and stuff that like never has typically long queues. And then we've always done it that way, and then we know that we can just sort of spend the rest of the day, you know, going in the shops, trying snacks, doing all the smaller rides, and just sort of like relaxing and enjoying your day. And that's always paid off for us, and that's how we've always kind of done it. But it depends what time you want to get up, because I know it's an exhausting holiday. Definitely another tip, I'll just say, if it's your first trip, like, just appreciate being there. Like, the holiday, when you go for like 2 weeks, goes so quick. Like, just appreciate being there. Like, the smells, the food, just the atmosphere, the parades, like, it's just such a magical experience and it goes too quickly. So just like soak it in and just enjoy it. But apart from that, really, that's kind of my only tips. And I would say, if you are hiring a car, to go to like Walmart, buy your bottles of water, stuff like that, because it's so much cheaper than the parks. And if you've never been before, the only water they sell in the park is Dasani water, and it's absolutely disgusting. It's so gross. So I would definitely say get to Walmart, buy like a bulk packet of water so that you can take it into the parks with you. Maybe bring like metal bottles, stuff like that. But if you go into any Starbucks across Disney property and ask for iced water, that's free as well. So there is water fountains all around Disney. I don't personally like the taste of it, but maybe I've just got used to drinking certain bottled water, I don't know. But yeah, you can ask for ice water, top your bottle up throughout the day, and then you've got like free drinks then. Just like a little bit of a money saving tip, really. But yeah, just have the best time basically and enjoy it all. But yeah, speaking of Disney, so our house in the UK sale is going through at the moment still, but finally happening. And they seem to think that we will close on it this month. So hopefully as soon as it all goes through and everything's final, annual passes for Disney and Universal is on the cards, and I can't bloody wait. Even though I'll probably be about 35 weeks pregnant, can't go on much, but we're gonna roll with it. And I just cannot wait to get the passes and yeah, just literally spend all the weekends off at Disney, and the baby will get to go there when he's born. And yeah, just can't wait. It'll be so exciting and fun. And that's like what we've really been looking forward to as well. We're obviously moving out here and living down the road. But yeah, it's just exciting. But I think that's kind of it really for like question wise. Just obviously we've got a busy month. I don't know much other plans, to be honest with you. I think February, so Tony's dad goes home the 10th of February. And then obviously March, potentially the baby could arrive. And then April will obviously be a bit of a blur because it will be the newborn bubble, getting used to life as a family of 5, which feels even weird to say. And then in May, potentially, my sister's potentially speaking about her partners in the army. So it all depends when he can get time off work. But I know they really want to come out at some point, which I can't wait for because I really miss my little nephew and I can't wait to see them. It'll be really nice. And then in June, my mum and dad are coming out for 2 weeks. So that will be their first visit to us out here. So that will be really exciting. And then, yeah, I think that's all we've kind of got planned at the moment. I think Tony's mum may come over July maybe as well, maybe for like a week. But yeah, that's the plans so far for this year. We're just sort of like going with the flow really. Business is going well. It's really picking up. Got some huge things planned for this year, which is really exciting. And it just feels like everything now the past year that like we've worked for and Tony's been putting all of his hard work into is like picking up and it's paying off. And like with everything that's going on this year, like it's just going to be so good. So yeah, that's really exciting as well. And yeah, we are just looking forward to our trips coming up, a bit of time away with the kids, make the most of like the last sort of few months as a family of 4. And yeah, we are just looking forward to obviously what's to come. We have an exciting year ahead of us. Still very much loving life here. And yeah, that's about it really. So just thought I'd do a little catch up. And then I am planning on vlogging the Atlanta trip because that's going to be so cool, going to the aquarium and stuff. And I would like to do like a little travel vlog. So yeah, we'll look forward to that. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you all for sticking around. If you got to this far, I know it's been a lot of chatting, but I just thought it was nice to do a bit of a catch up because I know I haven't uploaded a vlog since before Christmas when we moved. And that was a bit of a hectic one as well, as I feel like all of my vlogs are, to be fair. But yeah, so that is it for the catch up vlog, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for all for watching, and bye.